Hello everyone, good afternoon. Nupama, I think we can uh, get started now. Meanwhile, the rest of the students can join, no problem.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Curio Training Research Institute CliMed, I'm delighted to welcome you all for today's session. I'm Anupama Datrikar, and I will be your host for today's session. Uh, Let me briefly introduce about our main speaker, Jenny Raja Singh sir. He is a benchmarking intelligence expert with specialized experience in clinical trial transparency within the pharmaceutical industry. Proficient in leveraging Python for benchmarking tasks and utilizing R and SAS for statistical analysis, including STTM and ADME data structure. His current role in benchmarking intelligent effects with a primary focus on clinical trial transparency. He done MSc in Biostats and BTech in Biotechnology. He worked closely with clinical teams to interpret findings and deliver insights that supported decision making and reporting. He has past experience of statistician, has applied statistical methodologies using R and SAS, including SDTM and ADN for clinical trial analysis. He conducted data cleaning, modeling, and statistical analysis, ensuring compliance with clinical protocols and regulatory standards. He worked closely with clinical teams and interpret findings and delivers insight that supported decision making and reporting. So, to everyone here, please keep your questions ready. We will have a question and answer session at the end where you can interact directly and get your queries answered. So, welcome. I this virtual chase is for ma'am to introduce Jenny Raja Singh sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Before we get started, uh, a little bit more about the detailed course that we are coming up with. I hope everyone can see my screen. Just Anupama, if you can just confirm.
Yes, ma'am. We can see the screen.
Okay, great. So we have this comprehensive training and certification in clinical SAS coming up. As you all know, uh, SAS is becoming very prevalent in analysis that we use these days. So we have a specific course designed for that on the clinical basis on how we can use it. And Sir Jenny Raja sir is very trained in that, and we'll be able to help you guide you through all the processes. So let me just go through the you can actually go through the syllabus here. We have the phase one, which is the basic SAS topics that we are going to cover. We'll be sharing this brochure again in the meeting now, so I won't be taking a lot of your time. I'll just be briefly going through this brochure so you can also understand what we'll be able to offer you through this course that we are coming up with. So we have already finished the deadlines, but people who are being part of this webinar, we'll be opening it again today just for you guys. So whoever would like at the end of the session would like to know more about SAS, understand the details, understand the techniques, you can always do that and get enrolled in this course. I think the main good part about this course is you get a detailed understanding and you'll have exams, assignments, and assessments done so that you can actually practically learn on how these techniques work and how you can actually use it, not just a demonstration. You can actually use it in your assignments and give us submit us the assignments and understand how this works and have a hands-on practice as well. So that's all about it. So again, like I said, if you want, you can register for this course today. We'll be sharing the link in the group and the brochure for your understanding and your review. And I think that's all from my side. Sir, I think you can take over, Jenny, sir. We can start with the session today.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So I will share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so before we start, um, already they have introduced about me, but before going that, I also came from bio department. I did my BTech biotechnology, and then I moved to the programming session, programming career. I started my career as a programmer. After that, I moved to statistics, and then now I'm working in benchmarking. So don't feel very heavy. All of you may be from bio background or pharma background. Don't think SAS is like a computer tool or it's very, it may be difficult for you. So SAS is simply like an English language. If you know English, you can learn SAS. So it is very easy to learn compared to Python or C programming, other programming languages. It is very easy to learn compared to other languages. Okay. So first we will see what is SAS. So before that, in pharma companies, most of the pharma companies use SAS for the data analysis. Okay, why they are using data SAS is SAS is it's not a open source software. Only people have a license, they can use the SAS. So SAS means it's a statistical analysis software. This software can be used for the data analysis, not only for data analysis, it can be used for a data management, analytics, and data reporting. Okay, so if you have a SaaS software, the analytics here means it can be used for the artificial intelligence, or it can be used for deep learning, and reporting means presenting the data in a very nice format. So SAS is not only restricted to data analysis, it is used in a various sections, and it is used across industries. So if you know SAS, you can go to healthcare section, you can go to banking sector, and you can go to research. uh, SAS, if you learn SAS, it can be ideal for both beginners and advanced level users. Beginners in the sense, if you start your career, if you are a fresher, if you have the SAS certificate, it may be useful for you entering into a pharma company. And as I mentioned, comparing to C programming, Java and all, SAS interface is very easy to use, and it is a simple programming language. If you know English, you can easily learn the SAS software. So the primary use of the SAS is for the data analysis purpose, but apart from that, it can be used for data management, analytics, and reporting also. Okay. Okay. O- Okay, now let's see what is the importance of SAS. In pharma companies, they collect the data from clinical trial sites, and they store the data in database. Okay, so once the pharma companies store their data related to safety, efficacy data sets, they have to do the analysis, right? So for that, what they do is they before doing the analysis, they will do the data cleaning. They will check whether there is any duplicate data, or there is any data missing data. So the data, there is some team called data management team in pharma company. They will do the data cleaning. So they also use the SAS program for data cleaning purpose. And then statistical analysis, there is a team called biostatistics team in pharma company. What they will do is, once the data is cleaned, they will do the basic statistics, or they will use the inferential statistics to interpret the data, whether the drug is safe or not, whether the efficacy is good or not compared to placebo. So this is how they will use the SAS for this purpose, data cleaning, statistical analysis. And after they analysis the data, they interpret the data, they have to send this report to the regulatory authority. So using SAS, they will also create the reports. Okay, and then use for the critical data driven decision in healthcare, finance, and research. As I mentioned, the SAS is not only used in clinical research, it is used in the healthcare, finance, and research, and also insurance. And facilitates handling large data sets. Now, SAS is also focused on artificial intelligence. You can use large data sets for the analysis purpose. For this reasons, the pharma companies, they are using the SAS software. Okay, so as I mentioned, SAS full form is statistical analysis system. So in the name itself, they are using statistics, right? So if you want to learn SAS, you should know little about statistics also. I hope in your high school or in your college, you may have learned about statistics. Even if you are not aware of statistics, in our course, we will cover this topic. Statistics is nothing but it is about collecting the data and analyzing the data and interpreting the data. For example, I will show one example data set. Okay, so assume I have one clinical trial data set. Here I have some 50 subject. This is some dummy data. Okay, so this is just dummy data. So we have some 100 subjects data. So we have the data about age, we have the data about gender, we have the data about race, and we have some data about the lab test, hemoglobin and platelets, and then the lab test value. So from this data set, the pharma company has to make a decision, right? Whether the drug is working or not, whether the hemoglobin is increased or not, they should know, right? So what they will do is, from this data set, they will use the statistical procedure to interpret the data, whether this drug is working or not. Okay. So what they will do, first they will collect this data from the clinical trial participants, and then they will analyze the data. They will do some mean, median, okay, and then they will interpret the data, whether the drug is working or not. Okay. And then statistics is the foundation for making data driven decision, whether the drug is equivalent to a comparator drug. Okay, so in pharma companies in clinical trial, they compare the drug with a comparator drug, right, or either with placebo. So when they compare with other drugs, they have to make a decision whether the drug is safe or not, or whether the drug efficacy is good or not. That time statistics helps to take a decision. Okay, so there are two types of statistics. One is descriptive statistics, mean, median, standard deviation. So from this data we will calculate mean, median, standard deviations and all. So using this, maybe for we will see what is the average age, what is the average the blood test value, what is the average hemoglobin value, like that we will calculate using statistics. Okay, and then there is something called inferential statistics, hypothesis testing, population inference. You may have heard about p-value and all, right? So in pharma companies, especially when they are doing efficacy analysis, they use this hypothesis testing. Okay, so comparing to the placebo or comparing to the other drug, whether the drug is significant or not, they use the inferential statistics. Okay, so pharma companies, they use the statistics to take the decision whether the drug is working or not. How they do? They use the statistics. How they use statistics? They use a SAS software. They will use the SAS program to analyze the data. Okay, so if you want to learn SAS, you should know about some basic statistics also. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are two types of statistics, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Okay. In inferential, we will make a predictions or inference about the population using sample data. So, okay. So in our course, we will explain detailed about what is descriptive and what is inferential statistics. Okay. So these are all the basic things you should know. Okay. What is statistics and what is SAS and all. Okay. And then there is something called clinical SAS. As I mentioned, SAS is used in banking, finance, and so many domains. And in what is clinical SAS? So, clinical SAS is nothing but it is a specialized application of SAS in clinical research and drug development. Okay, so people who know clinical SAS as a great advantage of getting a job in pharma company. Okay, only if you know basic SAS, you can get a job in finance company, you can get a job in insurance company. But only if you know SAS, and then there is something called clinical SAS, then only you can enter into a pharma company. Okay, so that thing is called CDIC. C-disk. There is something called C-disk. Only if you know C-disk concept plus SAS, then you can easily enter into a pharma company. Okay, so not only you have to learn about programming, there is something called C-disk. So if you know C-disk, it is a set of guidelines. Then only you can easily enter into a pharma company. Okay, so this course is not only about programming, you will learn about basic statistics. Also, you will learn about the CDISC guidelines. Okay. Uh, so what is CDISC? CDISC is nothing but you will have the clinical trial data and then we will convert the data into a standardized format. Okay, I will show one small example. Assume that this is a dummy data set. We have the participants age, subject ID 1, age 56 years old, and the variables are age, gender, race, and what is the visit, and what is the lab test, and the hemoglobin value, platelets value, white blood cells value. Okay, we have the different lab test values. Okay, so this is the raw data set. Using clinical SAS, what we will do is we will standardize this data set. Okay, what we will do is we will convert this variable into a standardized format. Okay, there is something called STTM. So in this domain, what we will do is we will convert the variable names into a standardized format. Okay, so first step is we will convert the raw data set into a STDM data set using CDISC guidelines. Okay, so CDISC is a set of guidelines help you to convert the raw data set into a STDM. What we will do is we will change age variable into a standardized format. Okay, and we will change the variable name using SAS program. Okay, so this is a first step in a pharma. So there is not only single guideline. There are some hundred set of guidelines are there. It's all theory. So when you are writing a program, clinical SAS program, you should know about the CDISC concepts also. In our course, we will also cover the CDISC concepts. Okay, why we are doing this CDISC format is when you are sending the data set or data set to regulatory authority like FDA, you can't simply send the raw data set. Okay, what regulatory authority is telling that you have to follow the CDISC format and then we have to send the data set to the regulatory authority. So pharma company, they will collect the data and then they will convert the raw data into STDM data set. And then they will send this data set to the regulatory authority like FDA. Okay. So using SAS program, they will convert the raw data set into STDM data set. Okay. So for that, they have to follow the CDISC guidelines. So in our course, we will teach also about the concepts of CDISC also. Okay, why is clinical SAS important? Okay, so we have the raw data set. So using this raw data set, pharma companies has to do an analysis for safety, they have to do analysis based on efficacy, they have to do analysis on pharmacokinetics, they have to do the analysis on pharmacodynamics, they have to do different types of analysis, okay, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, then only they will know whether the drug is working good or not, right? For that, using this raw data set, they will use the SAS software to do the various kinds of analysis, okay, using statistical analysis. Okay, so it helps to managers and analyze clinical trial data, and also it ensure compliance with regulatory bodies like FDA. So we can't simply send the raw data to FDA. We have to convert the data set into STDM, ADAM, and TFL using SAS program, and then we have to send it to regulatory authority. Okay, and then it helps in transforming raw clinical data into usable formats like STDM, ADAM, and all. Okay, so basically we will convert the raw data set into STDM, ADAM, and TFL. In our course, we will explain what is STDM, ADAM, TFL. So it is a standardized format of data sets. Okay. So using SAS, we will analyze this raw data set and we will do analysis for safety, efficacy, pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics. After that, the pharma company decides that whether the drug is working or not. Okay. Okay. Now we will see what are all the career opportunities after learning SAS. Okay. One thing is you can if you are a fresher, once you learn SAS, then you can enter as into a pharma company as a clinical SAS programmer. Okay, and then a real world evidence. Even in pharma company, they have some role as real world evidence. What this team will do is, uh, once the drug came into a market, they will do the secondary data analysis. They will see whether there is any adverse events or reporting even after the drug came to market. From the hospitals, they will collect the data. So they will create some evidence. Okay. So there also they use this SAS for the secondary data analysis and clinical data manager. So for data cleaning, if there is any data duplicates, there also SAS programmers can enter. And data analyst, even in if you know basic SAS, you can enter into banking domain and insurance domain. Okay, so these are all the roles. So it's not only about clinical SAS programmer. If you know SAS, you can enter into real world evidence team, data manager, data analyst, banking sector you can enter, insurance domain you can enter. And then if even in hospitals, some research institutes also, they use SAS for the data analysis. So these are all the career opportunities after learning SAS. So for this, there is no restriction that you should be a computer science graduate, even if you are a pharma graduate, or even if you are from biotech, or even if you are a doctor or dentist, still you can take this course. All are eligible for clinical SAS programmer, real world evidence, data manager, even for banking. Even if you are a pharma graduate, you are still eligible to enter into a banking insurance, providing that you have some SAS certificates. Okay. Okay, now we will see what is your salary. Okay, if you're entry level, if you're a fresher, you may get 3 lakhs to 10 lakhs. If you're a mid level experience, if you have a 2 years to 5 years experience, you may get 10 lakhs to 30 lakhs. If you have above 5 years, you may get greater than 30 lakhs. Okay, so this is not only for pharma company, this is applicable for any healthcare company or insurance or finance. So when you have SAS, you may get a very good salary of in your career. Okay, so you are a fresher. Okay, what is you have to do? how to enter into a pharma company or insurance or banking. One is to take a SAS certification. Okay. So if you open any SAS job opportunity, they would have mentioned you should have some certificates and all. Okay. So if you have some SAS certificates, helps to get a job, not only India. If you have a base SAS certification or clinical SAS, even you are eligible to apply for a global job opportunities. Okay. Okay, so first thing you should have some SAS certification. Okay, base SAS or clinical SAS certification. Okay, and then second thing is, okay, you should have even if it, okay, there are some questions, but I will come back to later. Okay. Apart from that, you should have done some projects. Okay. For example, in pharma companies, they use the raw data and then they analyze the data set. Okay. So similarly, you should have done some projects on pharmacodynamics analysis, pharmacokinetics analysis, some safety analysis. You should have done some real world projects. If you add that projects in your resume or LinkedIn profile, definitely the chances of getting a job is very higher. Okay. As I mentioned, you should, even if you're a life science background, it is fine, but you should know the basic statistics. Okay. So basic statistics and then one SAS certification, and then you should have some program, you should have done some projects, and then networking. Okay. You should go and attend some conference and webinars and all. So these are all the things will help you to get a job, or it will increase your percentage of chances of getting a job into a very higher percentage. Okay. So main thing, certification, the statistical knowledge, and then you should have some projects done, real life projects, and then networking. Okay, LinkedIn or something like that. Okay, what is the learning path? So first you should know about the basic SAS, and then you should know about the statistics, basic statistics, not advanced level statistics. And then you should know about the theories. CDISC, as I mentioned, you should know about the CDISC standards, what is STDM and what is ADAM. Okay, so this is the step by step. First you should know about basic SAS, and then advanced SAS, and then clinical SAS. After that, you should get the certification. Okay. So when you learn in this order, first basic statistics, after that base SAS, advanced SAS, and clinical SAS. And then once you get a certificate along with the other things, there is higher chances of getting a job. Okay. Okay. So these are all the things you should know. I would suggest, if you are a pharma graduate, if you want to enter any of this role, clinical SAS programmer, banking, insurance, or for your research purpose, first start with statistics, basic statistics, and then learn basic SAS, and then learn advanced SAS, and then learn clinical SAS, some theories. After that, do some project. All this are covered in the in our course. Okay. So now if you have any questions, yeah, we'll see. Okay. Okay. Dinagaran and asked what about define about SAS. Okay. Okay. So SAS is nothing but it is a statistical analysis software. Okay. You for it is simply, if I want to explain. Okay. Here there are, for 100 subjects, ages are there. Okay. For first subject, age is 56. Second subject, age is 69. Similarly, for 100 subjects, age are collected. Okay. If you want to know what is the average age, SAS software, we can write a program in SAS and calculate what is the average age. Okay, average age may be 50. So if pharma company want to know what is the average age, they will use the SAS software to find what is the average age for this participants. Okay, then they will write a 2 or 3 line programming code. So SAS is a software similarly like Python or the programmers will write the code and then they will find what is the average age. Okay, and then also, for example, another thing is gender, whether the male or prevalent or female or prevalent, they can write a SAS program for that. Okay, so SAS is nothing but it is a statistical analysis software. uh okay, so Swati Swaji Shah. Yeah, some companies, everyone need experience. So many companies, they ask experience, but still there are some medium level companies or CRO. They hire freshers. Okay, but there are competition. Again, I will tell you there are competition, but if you know clinical SAS, if you know statistics, you will get a, even though there is a competition, you will get a slight opportunity. Okay, because they may know SAS, but they may not know about statistics. But if you know statistics plus SAS, definitely you will get a higher opportunity, higher chances of getting a job. Okay, yeah, but only the knowledge matters. If you are very strong in statistics and SAS, definitely you will get a job outside. Okay. Uh, okay. Can you give any? Okay. Um, Durgesh, can you give medical coding? I think that is a different course. It will be conducted by some other person. Uh, e- uh, Yeah, I think it's a different course, Durgesh. Swati Shivaji. Yeah, only certificate, not no one. Even if you get only certificate, it doesn't matter. Okay, there will be thousands of people will have certificates. Only thing is, you should have some real life exposure. You should have done some projects, like as I mentioned, you should have done some pharmacokinetics analysis, pharmacodynamics analysis, efficacy analysis, and then if you put it in your resume, pharma company may think that okay, you already have a experience in analysis part, so they may consider for your job. Okay, so only certificate will not help, but you should definitely learn, and we will give some projects at end of each course. Only if you complete that project, you are eligible for the certificate. Okay, so end of each module, you will have some projects. Only if you complete the projects, we will provide the certificate. Mm. Okay, Baswaraj, okay. What is SAS library? Okay, so SAS library, it is nothing but, for example, as I mentioned, there is some safety analysis, efficacy analysis, right? For example, if you want to do some particular efficacy analysis using mixed effect model, uh, SAS library, it is a set of code helps to do the analysis. Okay, we have seen what is mean, median, right? So mean, median, and all basic statistical analysis. There are some advanced analysis like p value, ANOVA. So there are some, for example, there is one analysis called ANCOVA. Okay, for that, SAS, what they did is they have this library. When you write, for example, there is one library called proc mixed effect model. So if you use this library, within 2 lines of code, you can do the very complex analysis in 2 lines of code. Okay, so SAS library, it is a set of SAS code they have already developed. Using that code, you can do the complex analysis in 2 or 3 lines of code. Okay, so using the library, you can do the complex analysis in 2 or 3 lines of code. Okay, for any kind of complex statistical analysis. Okay. Okay. What strategies would you recommend to stand out in SAS related job interview? Definitely, as a fresher, they won't ask very tough questions. But if you know basic statistics, and if you know about the C disk, what is STDM, what is ADAM, so it is they won't, they not only ask about programming questions, they will ask about the CDISC guidelines also. So if you know SAS statistics and CDISC guidelines, and if you have done some real life projects, then definitely you will be different from other candidates. Okay, there may be competition, but only few people will be very strong in statistics, SAS, and the CDISC guidelines. So you are if you are very good in all of these three, definitely there is higher chance compared to other people. Yes, Pharma D students can join. Definitely, you can join. There is no restriction. All life science, biotech, Pharma D, dentist, anyone can join. Since you are going to analyze the clinical trial data set, the data set is related to what you learn. Definitely, they will consider you for the job role, because when before you do analysis, you have to read the clinical trial protocols and other documents and all. So once you understand the study design, then only you can do the analysis. So definitely they will give preference for life science students. um, Yeah, medical coding, work with medical insurance. Yeah, so in insurance, they use a SAS for a different purpose. Okay, for example, the medical coding, since you are talking about insurance industry, for example, you are going to some hospital, and then they have to you are claiming some insurance. Okay, and then once you claim, what the SAS programmer will do is they will run the SAS program for the model. Okay, they will check whether the claim has to be accepted or whether the claim has to be rejected. Okay, so SAS programmer will do the analysis based on his age, based on the gender, based on his income. They will decide whether, based on the disease, based on his age, they will decide whether the claim has to be accepted or rejected. Okay, so in medical insurance, they use SAS, but medical coding is a very different domain. There is another course. You have to connect with another person. Okay, so medical coding is different, SAS is different. Yes, BSc chemistry students also can join SAS, but definitely you can join, but you should know little about the clinical trial, what is clinical trial, and what is phase one study, phase two study, what is safety, what is efficacy. Okay, if you find it difficult to understand all of this, maybe you can try in insurance company, you can try it in finance company, banking sector. And all. Okay. Okay, so Shrujan, you asked about SAS course, right? So we have two course. One is basic SAS and in advanced SAS. So in basic SAS, we will explain about only the basic how to use SAS in general. Okay, but if you have taken advanced SAS, we will teach about the basic SAS plus clinical SAS plus statistics. Okay, so in basic SAS, we will touch only about the statistics in SAS in general and statistics in general. But if you take SAS, advanced SAS, we will teach both SAS statistics and clinical SAS, C-disk, everything. Okay. So there are two course. You can download the course instruction, and whichever is suitable for you, you can choose that. Okay. But we will first start with the basic SAS course. So the first course will start soon, basic SAS. then you can join that. After that, you can decide about later, okay, whether you can join advanced SAS or not. Rave, yeah, the Rave is mostly for the data management team, but yeah, if you, I, I'm not using Medidata Rave. I think it is mostly used in the data management team. So in pharma, there are data management team, programming team, statistics team. So Rave, I think it is used by data management team. But if you know Rave, it is an added advantage. But in our course, we don't cover Rave. Okay, we cover only SAS. If you know SAS, that also enough to enter into a data management team. Okay. Shabanam Shajit, how does a clinical SAS programming contribute to the development of new treatment and therapies? Okay. I will give one example. The AstraZeneca developed a COVID vaccine, right? They are the first one to develop a vaccine, right? So that time, they what they do is they collect the data like this. Okay, they collect the data about the subject data, efficacy data, if whether the and then pharmacokinetics. Okay, so that time, what AstraZeneca will do is they have to compare their drug with some comparator drug. Okay, they have to compare with some placebo, and then they have to decide whether. Okay, maybe I will show one example. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. So, okay. So in COVID vaccine, we have two drugs. Okay. For example, this is AstraZeneca, and this is Pfizer vaccine. Okay. And okay, and assume that this is antibody concentration. How in vaccine, how they check the vaccine efficacy by antibody concentration, right? So once they give the vaccine to the patient, they will continuously check the antibody concentration. Okay, so the for AstraZeneca, assume that this is something a dummy value. Okay, and then this may be similarly 310. Okay, this assume this is also similar value. Okay, okay, so what AstraZeneca will do is they will check the antibody concentration for 100 subjects, 200 subjects. Okay, so they will have some values like that. Assume that this is the antibody concentration. Okay, what AstraZeneca will do is they will use write a SAS code, and then they will compare this with the Pfizer vaccine data. Okay, so after that, they will check whether the drug is similar to Pfizer vaccine or whether it is superior to Pfizer vaccine, and then they will send this to the regulatory authority FDA. So once AstraZeneca send this report to FDA will review the report, and then they will ensure this AstraZeneca vaccine is safe and also efficacy. Okay, so the FDA will review all this data, and then they will decide, okay, this drug will be approved in US. Okay, only after FDA approve this vaccine, then it will come to vaccine. Okay, so the SAS programmer role is someone will collect this efficacy data, pharmacokinetics data. SAS programmer will make the analysis, and then they will finally they will tell what is the average antibody concentration. Okay, what is the average antibody concentration for AstraZeneca? What is the average antibody concentration for Pfizer? Okay, based on that, they will make a decision. Um, Okay. Uh, Okay. Is SAS as a difficult as programming? Because I was not able to understand programming, so it would be also be difficult for me. Okay, SAS is not a difficult programming. Okay, in C++, and all, you will have lot of rules when you are writing your C programming, C++, and all. They will tell at the end of line you have to add a semicolon, and then you have to use the lower case, upper case. There will be lot of syntax. Okay, but compared to C program, C++, Java, and all, SAS is a very easy programming language. If you know English, you can easily understand the SAS programming. Okay, but one thing I would suggest is before going SAS, you should know little bit about the statistics or mathematics. You can in course we will teach you little basic statistics. So once you know the statistics, and if you are good at not if you know the basic English, you can easily understand the SAS program. Okay, so SAS is just like an English language. You need not to worry. It's not like C, C++ and all. Okay, Ganesh, I'm Ganesh. I learned base to. I have no okay. I have no real life project exposure. Now that I'm job hunting, I feel tougher to secure my job as a data analyst. Okay. Uh, Okay, I would suggest that definitely there will be a competition. Okay, Ganesh. That time, what you have to do is, I would suggest you have to do some projects like STDM. So in Excel, I showed now. So what programmers do is they will create a STDM atom. So in vaccine, the analysis will different. In pharma studies, the analysis will be different. In oncology studies, the oncology studies, the analysis will be different. So you should be exposed to different therapy areas. So take one therapy area like oncology, how they use SAS. They use a survival analysis. So do some analysis on survival analysis. So in our course, we will do the real time projects, also real life project. So maybe if you like the course, you can join. But if you have any doubt, you can contact me also. Yeah, but there will be huge competition. But if you have some real life projects and certification, you have higher chances of getting job. But only certificates and will not help. Only you should have a knowledge and especially little bit statistics also. I would suggest you to learn basic statistics also. Okay. Um, Swati, okay. Okay. Swati, I will explain. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. 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 I think only 2 minutes are left. Okay. Uh, I will explain Adam and TFL in a very short summary. Okay. Uh, okay. So initially, pharma companies, they in clinical trial sites, they will collect the data. Okay, after that, using CDIS guidelines, they will change the variable name. Okay, so there is a set of guidelines you have to follow while converting a raw data set into STTM. So they will change the variable name, they will standardize the lab test parameters. Okay, simply they will change the column names, they will use some SAS program to convert this. Okay, and then they will create some new columns also. After that, they will convert the STDM dataset into ADAM dataset. ADAM means analysis ready dataset. Okay, so they in ADAM means they will analysis ready dataset. So simply they will create some flagging variable. Okay, for example, they will create one flagging variable. Okay, your so example, if blood pressure is greater than 140, they will put yes, okay. So otherwise no, okay. So this is something like a flagging variable, okay. And then you, after creating that, what they will do is they will check how many person has blood pressure greater than 140, okay. So you using filter equal to yes, they will simply say how many participant has blood pressure greater than 140, okay. So ADAM means analysis ready data set. Okay. So after that, TFL means table figures list. Okay. They will calculate average. Okay. So what is the average hemoglobin level at the baseline? What is the average platelet value at the baseline? At week 12, what is the hemoglobin value? Okay. So here, if you see average hemoglobin level at baseline is 105. After that, week 12 average hemoglobin level is 98.9625. Okay, so this is just a dummy data or simulated data. It's not a original data. Okay, so like that, from analysis ready data set, they will create some summary data. Okay, using average value, they will create a summary value. Yes, we will complete SAS, CDIS, TFL, ADAM, everything in the course. Yes, definitely. I think it's time already. We are 2 minutes delay. If you have any questions, you can contact me or you can contact the yeah, course coordinator. Yeah. How long? Shamriti, yeah, I have. That's it from my side. I don't have any other things. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for explaining every question. If anybody has any question, they can drop in the chat box. Uh, a feedback form will be sent in the chat box. So please be mindful to fill out the feedback form shared in the chat box. Submission is mandatory. Without it, attendance will not be conducted. Feedback form in the chat box. You can please fill it.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. So, do you guys have any questions or doubts regarding the course? Would you like me to go through the brochure again for someone who's joined a little bit? Yes, we will be taking the clinical project course. Okay, so I think I'll just share the what is the duration of this course? Just 1 second. So this includes your basic SAS, advanced SAS, and there's a which includes your clinical programming project work as well. So that will be around 5 to 6 months. Is my screen audible? I'm not able to see the questions. So if you guys have any questions, just wait. Let me just unmute you. So you can ask any questions that you guys have. Okay, so let me just go through the coursework again for you guys. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have a basic SAS topics which includes your introduction, data statements, and individually you can go through it. We have already shared the brochure. If you want, I can share it again. Then we have the advanced SAS topics, and then we have the third part, which is the SAS clinical programming, where you will be studying about CDIS, SDTM data model, like sir explained, which is important in this part. If you are interested in clinical SAS. And if someone asks the duration, so it's mentioned it's around 5 to 6 months. It'll be around 2 to 4 hours a week. There'll be exams, there'll be assignments. You'll also get a certificate. And again, I'll share this brochure with you guys and the links for you to join. Is there any other questions? Please let me know. Certificate for what, Punam? We have shared this feedback form, so please make sure you fill it. What certificate are you talking about, guys? Is it this webinar? Okay, so that will be one. We'll be sharing it with you in the groups once the certificates are ready.